So you have somebody in your guard from here, they go to punch. Right. So when you do that, what you're doing over here like this, as you go to do it, as I do this from here, go ahead. Right. You don't want from here to just catch me. From here, you're kind of a shielding here. So as I come here like this, you're using your legs to pull me forward. So, right, exactly. Now both hands go over. Right, from here, and then you pull me in. Right. I personally don't like to hold wrapping like this. Because if you don't have a gi on, wrap like that, right, from here like this, it's still from here. You can shake this down. But if you hold the back of my arm. Right. Keep your elbow in tight. Feel different? I can't get up here. But if you're wrapping from here like this, you have somebody big from here. Look, as I start to come, there's an opportunity to do this. I personally just think that it's much easier to hold somebody using a chicken wing and holding like this. So remember, don't use this as a block. Use it as a shield. So you don't even have to, just like this. Right, exactly. So if I do this and you, right, exactly. You're using it as a shield because you're also blocking any kind of a head hit. So if you do this, where you're like this and the guy hits your head, you're in trouble. So you're kind of, you're hiding behind a shield, you use your legs, person comes over, wrap, and just hold on. Look, as the guy throws from here, look, a shield. See where I'm at right now? From here. I want to make sure that he lands with his hands on the ground. Then from here I come over, I wrap. I'm not just keeping my arm here, I'm pulling his head off. I don't want to be here because if he lifts his head up, bam, I get a head hit. So look, I grab him here, keeping this, I'm keeping my elbow. So do you feel that from here, all I'm doing from here, if you start to think about bringing your head to the other side, I'm keeping this tight. I don't want to grab like this. I'm not controlling his head. I'm keeping him down, but he can still lift his head up. Right. From here, much different. So I'm keeping this in tight. So if I keep this tight and I keep a high guard and I keep my head up, I'm basically telling him which arm he's going to punch with. Because if this is really tight and it's hard to get out with, the free arm is the one that I'm going to have to be concerned about, which is this side. So from here, as he goes to punch, it's a feeler. I don't have to be looking from here. Bring your arm back. I feel it from here. As I feel from here, I use this as a block. I kind of look as a feeler. I bring my shin in front, and I hook his tricep. I also am making sure I'm active here. If I'm too light here, I can get head hit. So I kind of want to push away here. This kind of opens this up. He goes for a punch here. I do the same thing. I bring my arms over. I'm holding the back of his triceps. And I'm keeping my arms inside. I don't want it. If I'm over here like this, I'll pummel with him every single time. But I want to keep my elbows in. I want to stay relaxed. Holding him here. Remember, it's not this. He can come easier to punch. So I'm grabbing here as a hook from here. If he goes from one side to the other to try to punch, right, look, I just go out with him. His movements, I just follow him. As he starts to come forward more, right, I open up, I pull him back in. I'm always pulling my head to the side when I do that, and I come back to the same stage. So you're just going to go ahead and review this. Remember, you're like this. He goes for a punch from here. Goes to the other side from here. Stay relaxed, guys. How much power am I using right now?
None.
Just holding him in. I'm just staying nice and relaxed just to go through the movement. And then you can just kind of like reach out one side like you're going to go one side or the other from here. Look, as he throws, I throw my hip out from here. You can also practice, like, if your arms come on the inside. Remember, if his arms come on the inside, I just follow him. So I don't have to worry. It's too hard for him. It's not that you're going to not get punched. I never have any fantasies about being on the ground not getting punched. But if you control the distance, it'll be the amount of damage the person can do. As Henner says, control the distance, control the damage. But it's not the guy can't touch your face. It's just that you might get a little, what I like to call like a nuisance punch. It's kind of like, what it does, it's also a motivating punch. Because I know when the guy starts getting close to my face, I go, okay. Then it kind of motivates me to take him a little more serious, and at the right opportunity, do what I have to do. Right. But if I make a distance to pull away, but I don't stand up, right, here, and then as you start to do this, really start bringing your weight like you're trying to get him, look, then he pulls me back in. He slowly opens his legs. If you open too much, the guy might drop, might head hit you. That's one of the reasons why you want the shield, but you want to slowly suck the person back into the position. That's right. So all of a sudden the guy changes over here and starts to stand up again. We go back to where we started with. So from here, we're going to be like this. And all we want to do from here is just kind of move around like you're trying to hit. And if the person does come close enough where they're trying to hit, remember, you can do the same thing and pull them back in. Or you can do that other move that we did when we started with. So start like this, right. Go up to your feet from here, right. And then see how he pulled himself away and just put a little more tension in his legs just so I can't touch him. Even still, if I were to touch him, all I could have tried to do is maybe pull one of his teeth out. I have a good clamp on my finger. Let me.
Black belt shit.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, JJ. I should have never said anything. Right. So from here, we're just in this position, right? Look, I'm moving around a little bit from here, and then I start to go in. Remember, you have the option to up kick, or from here, pull the person back in. Notice what he pulled me back into. I'm also leaning on him, but I'm ready in case he opens up, because I don't want a head hit. So you have to be controlled, because the idea is to practice this over and over again. So it becomes a movement that's so automatic.